Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to show how to do data cleansing with VisuMap. Data cleansing is often crucial to the success of a project. It is basically done by repeating two steps, namely finding defects in data and then fix them. VisuMap provides many features to help people to clean data both conventionally through an editor and visually through visualization services. Let's first see how we clean data conventionally through a table editor. Here is a dataset that contains information about the companies included in their S&P 500 indexes. The first thing we do is simply replace all missing values by 0. Then we remove all quotation marks with simple JavaScript expression. Then we remove all the billion-dollar units in the revenue and the capitalization columns. Now we notice that some numbers use $1 million as unit. We replace those fields first by a JavaScript expression. Then convert them to billion dollars. At last, we change the data type of those two columns from text to numbers and save the dataset. Now let's see how do we do data cleansing with visualization servers of VisuMap. We first reopen our datasets. Then we open an Atlas panel. We will use this panel to store interesting information during the data cleansing. Then we open a line chart for the daily price in a period of 5 years. Now we zoom in into different regions of the data to find the defect data. First, we can see that some companies miss price report for certain days. Those companies have likely stopped the trading for those days for some reasons. We can find those data points through a menu script. Before we clean up those data points, we make a snapshot of those data with a heat map and save it into the Atlas panel. We then clean up those data points using a script that will set those missing values simply by interpolation. Now we notice that some companies miss price information for an extended period of time. These companies have been added to the S&P index list or have been taken off from the list during the time covered by the datasets. We can find those data points with another menu script. Since there are not so many such data points, we will just remove them from our dataset. But before we remove them, we make a snapshot of those data points with a mountain view. Then save it into our Atlas panel. Now we remove those partial data points with the menu script. Before we continue to the next data cleansing step, let's first normalize our data. so that all price histories start with the value 1.0. Here is the line chart of the normalized price history. We notice immediately that one stock had extreme price jump. This is likely an outlier caused by a certain extreme event. We will save this data point into the Atlas panel and remove it from our dataset. Now we save the clean data into a new dataset. At last, we apply analysis on the clean dataset. Here we create a AMDS map with the RPM algorithm. Then we set the icon size to reflect the capitalization of the companies. Finally, we turn on the labels for some companies in different regions on the map. Here again are the defect data we have corrected or removed during our cleansing process.